All right, what's up, guys? Anthony here, Special Analysis. Welcome to the video. Lately, like I said, I've been kind of committed to recapping my own trading, right? Like, this is part of my journaling process. I'm just basically recording it and sharing it with you guys. Also, committing to trying to putting out one or two kind of training videos per week based on volume, price action, liquidity, order flow, things of that nature. Technical analysis and whatnot. Basically the way I trade, right? Because the only way that you're going to know if you're going to benefit by joining me in the live market, listening to me, watching me analyze and listening to me interpret, the only way you're going to know if that is going to benefit you or not is to kind of have a glimpse into how I trade, right? Like, this may not be for a lot of you, and that's totally fine. I don't want you to waste your money, and I certainly don't want my time wasted, right? So, like, in all fairness, that's why I do these videos, so that you can kind of get a feel for who I am and how I work and things of that nature. So, as many of you know, I look at the NASDAQ, the S&P, gold, and crude oil futures. Personally, I am really just kind of dialed into trading crude oil. I'm trying to just increase my leverage size and focus on one very specific market. So, that's the market I picked because that's the market I've been trading for 13 years, right? So when you have a feel for something, kind of stick with it. But I apply all the same techniques to all four different markets, and with a great deal of accuracy, identify opportunities based on the exact same techniques. So I'm simply showing you this because this is what I'm doing with my own live money. So come into the crude market here this morning, get my cup of coffee, see we made a really good high here, see that we have a level that we're just really not able to get back above. We fail at it 3 times. We break this prior low. So what are my thought processes here? Well, we're probably going to continue lower. We're making lower highs. We create a new level here of interest. And then we take this deep dip. And truth be told, like, the analysis of this was all able to be identified as I came to the computer, but I really didn't get started till 6:45-ish. So I'm watching this area, and I'm watching these sellers get absorbed, and I'm talking about big numbers. Huge contracts are getting absorbed, and there's this resting liquidity right here at 70. So I don't like trying to pick the top or the bottom. I don't like to try to catch a falling knife. I don't like to try to, sell a market that is rallying strong. It's really hard. I did have a lot of conviction here, and I will tell you the truth, right? Because otherwise, what's the point of this? I bought in here, and I ran too tight of a stop, and I took a very small loss. Okay, the market started to jump a little bit. I just tightened that stop too tight, and literally got stopped out by 1 tick. So that's how I started my morning before I had my first cup of coffee. Now, normally when I come to the desk, I try to watch the market and get a feel. The feel I had very quickly was there was a lot of absorption here, and had I just waited a few more minutes, I would have had a more clear view, and I would have just probably not taken that small stop out. But that's life, right? Like, that's life. So with that great conviction here that this could very well place a significant low, what was I looking for? I was looking for a higher low. Well, guess what I found? Absorption in the bottom of this candle. Absorption in the bottom of this candle upon the retest. Well, guess where I bought? Right when this candle closed, and I took this ride higher very efficiently. I took profit as I re-entered this buying absorption up here. I grabbed profit very quickly at 90, and I moved my stop to break even. I took a little more up here at 83, just potentially poking through this trend line I have drawn, and then I took my last bit up here at just over these highs here at 83.10. So I started the morning off with a loss. It happens, okay? sucks. It's the worst way to start your day, but I can let one of two things happen. I can get rattled and screw up the rest of my day, or I can get focused, know that this is part of the process, right? That's the risk you take when you're trying to pick a low or pick a high. It's really hard, okay? I knew it was a risky trade, but I knew if I was right, I had a really, really great chance of making a lot of money. I was wrong. I lost a little bit of money, okay? I'm well in the profit for the week. Had I not been well in the profit for the week, I probably would have not taken that trade. It put barely a dent, okay, in what I had already, my P&L for the week already. But I felt really great here when I had these two kind of these two areas here at the bottom of these two candles where the sellers really got absorbed, placing ultimately a higher low. And very quickly, I recovered this tiny little loss. Very quickly, I put, profits for the day in, and that was that. Okay? Market does this wiggle thing up here. We test the VWAP, we fall back down, and then we start stacking absorption. We have absorption here, failure to go higher with very high buying at the top of this candle. I wouldn't call it exactly the absorption I'm looking for. That's why I just drew a line. I have absorption here, and absorption here. So I'm looking at this like, okay, we just tested the VWAP. We have not taken over, kind of the origin of this push lower, right? You can see we had rising lows and this kind of level top here. And I'm looking very closely at this spot right here. I'm like, all right, buyers pushed this up, and they were not able to essentially push things any higher there or any higher here, slightly lower high. And then I see all this absorption, and I'm like, all right, well, listen, I'm in the profit for the day. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty confident. I got 3 candles in this little consolidative state where buyers are getting absorbed. A little bit of selling absorption down here. Wasn't super happy about that. But I felt pretty confident with that there was much more buying absorption than selling absorption in just this one candle, that the buyers were going to be denied to go higher before they went lower. And that's what they did, right? So got short up here at these lows, took some profits, and then just covered, and that was it. Like, I left a little bit to see if we were going to retest these lows, but once I saw we weren't getting past this prior area of absorption, I knew that we were probably over and we were going to set another newly appointed either higher low or double bottom. And that's what we did. So that's it. 3 trade rule, right? Had I lost the second trade, I would have not taken the third, right? If I take 2 winners, I'm done. If I take 2 losers, I'm done. If I take a winner, normally if my first trade is a winner, I normally just stop for the day, okay? If I felt like I got what I needed out of it, then I normally stop for the day. Sometimes I'll take a second trade if I feel a great deal of conviction. But if I take a loss, I'll take a second trade. But no more than 3 a day, okay? I prefer to take 1 a day. And if I'm right and I did my job correctly, 1 a day is more than enough. Now, had I not taken this one little tick stop out here, which really burns me because this was so avoidable by just giving it a little more breathing room. But again, I wasn't tackling a higher low. I was picking the low of the session. And again, guys, it is real. I'm just telling you, if you are a trader that picks highs and lows, it's hard. Okay, it's just hard. There was so much selling volume here, so much absorption here. I just couldn't imagine that the market was going to push much lower, and it did. And crap happens, right? That's the name of the game. It's part of the business. So I recovered the loss, and I made profits. I'm done, okay? Am I happy? No, because I could have made a lot more money. Do I understand that's part of the process? Yes. Am I net profit for the week? Yes, right? It's Wednesday at 11:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have traded 3 sessions so far. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I am net profit for the week. And that's it, right? Like I took 1 break-even trade. I took 1 loss, and I've taken 2 winners. Okay, 4 trades so far. So 2 winners, 1 break-even, 1 loss. I was right 50% of the time, and I'm profitable for the week. That's it, right? 50% of the time. I was only right 50% of the time, but with really, really conservative risk management. You only have to be right 50% of the time. Right? You don't have to be right every time. 4 trades, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 stop out, break even. When I say stop out, break even. That's it. I was right only 50% of the time, and I am net profitable as of Wednesday. 3 trading sessions in, and I'm done for the day. For myself, I feel very accomplished. I feel good that I didn't break my rules. I feel good that I followed my trade plan. I feel good that I traded with discipline and consistency. I feel good that once I placed my stop where I believed that my analysis was wrong, I did not give it any extra room. Again, am I super happy I got stopped out this morning? You know, that I took a small loss? No. It's the first loss of the week. Not happy about it. But that's it. Like, that's how it works, guys. All right? So I just want to share that with you. Share with you that, you know, the fact of the matter is you only have to be right 50% of the time to be profitable. I could have only been right 25% of the time, and I still would have been profitable. Even if my biggest winning trade this week was a loser, I'd still be net profit for the week. And it all comes down to risk management, right? If you're not focused on preservation of capital, you are missing the bigger picture. A lot of people don't want to hear that. They want this to be like exciting and sexy and blah, 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 and all that stuff. It's not, right? The market is a means of income. It's not gambling. It's not entertainment. It's not for fun. I come to the computer 3 hours a day. I'm here 6 hours a day watching the market. I actively trade. I try to be done trading by 11 a.m. Okay? There's a setup afterwards that I feel really passionate about. Great. But more often than not, by that point, if I haven't been able to cleanly identify something, then maybe the market's fighting me. Maybe I'm getting antsy. Maybe I'm going to start, forcing. But I do watch the market faithfully 6 hours every single day. Okay. I try to get my trading done early in the morning. More often than not before a news release, right? Or anything like that, any numbers come out. And then I try to pack it up for the day, right? And I try to go do something else because, again, trading is a means of income. I see so many traders become engulfed in it that it becomes their hobby instead of their business, right? Like, you can be passionate about your business, you can be engulfed in your business, but make sure you're passionate and engulfed in it for the right reasons, not because it's just consuming your time, right? Like, if you have just time on your hands and you're sitting here playing with the market all day, probably not the best means of risk management is going to come into play. But if you come to the market every day with a clear mindset saying, hey, I am looking to follow my trade plan, follow my checklist, execute a trade, I'm going to follow my rules, I'm going to attempt to, put some money in the bank, and then I'm going to walk away and enjoy my life, because that's the whole benefit of being an efficient, consistent, disciplined, profitable, leveraged trader. The whole point is to come to the market, get paid, do your job to the best of your ability, and then carry out the balance of your life. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Feel free to leave comments below. I will answer them. God bless, and I will see you in the next video.